This is a National NV-3000, a portable VCR from the early 80s that I got with my National pop-up TV. I thought it would end up as an over-engineered doorstop. With some help from Dominic in identifying the power supply and plug, there's now a chance that this thing will return to functioning as a VCR. After identifying the correct size, I ordered some barrel plugs and they've arrived. And if you are after barrel plugs for one of these portable VCRs to fit where the battery used to go, because this was the battery connector. The power supply connector on these things is a DIN plug, a 4-pin DIN, or at least on this one it is. And I did eventually find it, but I don't know what pin layout it would have had. So you can buy 4-pin DIN of the strange layout it has, but you'd have to figure out what sort of wiring it needs. As for these, they're center negative. And these are 6.3mm jacks. You do need to get the right one, because there's ones with a center pin. These do not have a center pin. If you get a center pin one, it will not fit, and the pictures don't always show the center pin. So yeah. I got 5, because why buy one when you can buy 5? Well, I think there was only packs of 5, and it was not very expensive at all. So, there, I've got some plugs, and they've arrived. A few days before they arrived, I spotted this wall-wart power supply on the street, and it's a 12-volt 2-amp one, which is quite handy, because I'd been told that a 1-amp power supply, it did work, but apparently I think it was a little low amperage, but this is 2 amps, so this should be great. I also picked up the modem it was with. At first I was just going to take the power supply, but I thought rather than mutilating this fully moulded thing, which I could just chop this bit off and solder on my connector, why not attempt to build some sort of adapter by tearing this thing out and connecting it up with some speaker wire to one of these, because I think speaker wire should handle 12 volts fine. Anyway, it's time to start making the adapter to connect this thing up to the power supply. Okay, so now to open the modem or router or whatever, I don't know what they're called. Anyway, ready, and I'm just joking. This thing's got Phillips screws, so I'm going to unscrew it. Although I have done that with an iron because I had stupid security screws. Now for actually opening this unit, and it looks simple enough. Just 4 Phillips screws. And then I should be able to extract the parts I want. Well, the single part that I want. Okay, let's see if this thing opens up. Turns out there's 2 more screws under the white sticker here. I've put tape over it because it had passcodes and stuff on it. They're probably just generic things, but in case they aren't, protect the privacy of whoever owned this before. And yeah, there's a screw here and there's a screw under here. So I'll just get those out, and then hopefully I can open up this whole thing. Okay, at this point I'm thinking maybe the sledgehammer was the better option, because it's getting still pretty tricky. I'm prying it open and it's starting to split apart, but I don't know, is this thing glued together or something? Anyway, there we go, sort of. I'll keep working with this and see if I can pull it apart. Well, I think I've got it. It made a cracking sound, like some tabs came apart. So this thing must have plastic tabs. Yep, it had plastic tabs. And wow! There's quite a bit in these things. And then I just need to unclip the circuit board here. Just pull the clips away. There we go. Got some wires. I've just warmed up a soldering iron, so let's see if I can get these on it detached. Or are these, how are they secured? Because who knows, maybe this wire is useful. I should have got some pliers or something. Oh, here we go. Oh. Never mind, the whole thing comes off. Oh. So, silly me, it turns out these things just slide out. And I should have known installing a phone in the shed was not the best idea. But anyway, Most of the wires, oh no, that just looks like it unhooks. And, oh! Are those sockets? Well, that looks like it should just unclip anyway, but those look like some sort of socket. Yep. I'm never going to be putting this thing back together, and I think I just ripped some wires out. Oh, yep, there we go. But yeah, I'm never putting this thing back together. I'm just stealing its power thing. Yep. I'll just pick that off the floor before I trip over on it. The wires might be great. They look like they'd be good for turntable cartridge leads or something. But there is the socket that I want. And it's got three things. Solder on that. I'm not going to film this, is going to take ages. Oh great, I can't even cut the stupid thing. Nope. So I couldn't desolder the thing, as it used those three lugs, and they couldn't just desolder all of them at the same time. So I ended up having to use a saw and a knockoff Dremel. So now that I've destroyed some advanced electronics to get a part that I could probably have bought for not very much money at all, time to start making the adapter. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to make sure that this thing outputs what it says it does. Because I have encountered units that aren't, that don't do what they say. I think it was one that was output, it said 12 volts and it was outputting something like 17. So let's see what this is doing. And I don't know which way it is. We'll find out whether it's center negative or center positive. It doesn't matter because I'll wire it up however. Okay, looks like this is center positive. Okay, that's according to the meter, that's 12 volts. Perfect. If I right there, I was a little over. Maybe 12.25 or something. Who cares? That's perfect actually, because the battery would be usually probably a little over anyway. But it doesn't matter. That's perfect. That's very close to 12 volts. It's not giving 20 or something. So I'll continue with making the adapter. So the first thing is to figure out what's what. Now we've got... that looks to be the external one. Or is it this? No. Ah, put it... oh. Oh, that's why. Idiot me's in the wrong setting. Anyway, in continuity. Ah, there we are. There we go. This terminal here is for the outside of the barrel plug, it seems. We can try this. And this is too. They are connected together. Oh, actually, this one is. This one just happens to be connected to the same thing through the circuit board. So I have to keep that in mind. And then this is the center pin. So the top's the center pin. This is the outer, the barrel. The outside of the barrel. And the middle one is just what to attach it or something. Maybe that acts as some sort of switch or something, who knows. But yeah, so when I wire it up, I want this, well, what was it? It was center, this was center positive. I've still got it plugged in. So yeah, when I put the red lead in, yep, oh, I probably... Yep, center positive. So I'm going to want to wire it the opposite. And somehow, that's quite impressive. I didn't blow my meter up because it's only a few volts. It's probably about, it's only 12 volts and it's about the same volts that this thing uses, and I was very quick to remove it when I realized I had it in the wrong setting. So yeah, maybe always turn it off from the ohm meter setting. I think I have yeah, but always turn it off the ohm meter setting so you don't blow up your meter. It'll usually blow a fuse, so it should be fine. You just have to get but it's better not to blow the fuse. Anyway, so the top is the center of here, which is positive, and then the outside is negative. So we're going to swap that around. So this is, so yeah, we want to flip the two around so we get a positive positive on the outside and center negative. So that's just how I wire it. So I'm going to get some speaker wire. I'm not really sure how long I should make this thing. I don't want to make it too short, but I don't want it to be huge. So I'm just going to make it, I don't know, an arm's length. Just enough so it doesn't come loose easily or anything, but there's no need to use heaps of wire on this thing because we've already got a decent sized cord. Very slippery cable for this cut. Oh, this cut is probably blunt or something. But there we go. And I don't actually need very much at all because this is, this is not a power cord. I'm just doing a little electronics. So I've stripped way too much, of course. And I could use heat shrink on this, but I'm just going to wrap it in electrical tape because I don't care about it that much. And actually heat shrink will probably... Oh, no, actually I will do things properly again. I need to start doing things properly as opposed to doing them jankily. So I am going to use heat shrink and do it nicely. And yeah, don't have any heat shrink that's the right size, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just tape it up, tin the leads, and I've put it in this clamp thing I found lying about, so that should make things a bit easier for me. Yeah, a bit easier. My horrid soldering jobs. Yeah, feel free to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Although actually, probably just feel free to... You're probably better off saying what I didn't do wrong. It'll be a shorter list. But... trying to not leave those pointy bits. Oh, the insulation just came off. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I've connected that up, and then, well, not the other end yet, because I've realised this thing's 12 volts, and I've got something else that's 12 volts. So here we go. I've taped it all up now. And the thing I'm going to test with this first is the CB radio, so I'll make that a separate video, and then we can get on with connecting the barrel plug to this and seeing if the VCR does anything. Now it's time to attach the barrel plug. First thing I'm going to do is slide this cover bit on. I've forgotten to do that with power plugs, and it's very annoying because then you have to redo everything. But yeah, got that, and then we've got the actual plug body, whatever. And we want it center negative. Black is the negative, if I remember. If I did it right. Yep. Because, yeah, the top was positive, bottom was negative, so black's negative. So the black is going into the center, because we want a center negative plug. Which means the white goes there. And the black, you can see I've bent out the terminal. You probably don't want to bend it out too much. I was careful not to. I'll just twist this a bit tighter. They're very small holes. But yeah, you just want to... Oh, great. Yeah, it's very tight. I think I'll clip these. At least clip that one. There we go. Oh, and the other one's out. But there you go. I've got them in. See if I can fold it over a bit. Trim that a little. Anyway, then soldering. I'll just wait for the iron to warm up a bit again because I turned it off. And I'll crimp that in. I'll do that after I've soldered it. Okay, now time for soldering again. I've clamped it to keep it in place again. I should have tinned the leads probably. Oh well. Let's see what I can do. Actually, nah, it's good I didn't, because if I had tinned them, it's much too much. But if I had tinned them, I don't think I would have gotten much. I don't think I would have gotten them through the holes at all because of how tiny they are. But yeah, I've put way too much on. Let's try and get that off. Just melt off the rest. That is surprisingly well connected. You know, I'm not even going to bother with the clamp. That didn't make things much easier. Didn't really make things easier at all. Again, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to wire these, but let's see if this is the right way. If, yeah, putting it just like that is the right way. Because I'm worried it's a bit too tall, that the cover won't go over it, but I'll make it go over it. Again, the aim is to just get, there we go. I don't think that's attached at all. Nope. I'm sure part of the problem is probably I'm using a way too big iron. Actually, I have got a smaller one. Maybe I should use that one. Too late, this one's warmed up. There we go. Oof. Yep. Actually, I'm not going to mess with it. I usually mess with it and make things worse, so I'm going to leave that. It's not great, but you know, I'm not happy with it. I'm going to try and... Nah. I'm just going to... Never mind, clearly I'm not going to leave it because I'm touching... No, stop playing around with it. I'll probably make it... Okay, so here we have the adapter, and I'll just screw this cover on. And I'm going to plug it all together and test it with the multimeter just to make sure everything's right, that there's nothing going horribly wrong. Oh, there's extra wires. Okay, so you want it center negative. Yep, set to 30 volt. And that looks good. Yep, and I move the wires and it doesn't mess with it. Good. 30, yeah, it's not 30 volts. It's 12 volts center negative now. Time to plug in the VCR. So, get the VCR. I've turned the thing off for now. And I'll disconnect the adapter. It's very slow zoom, eh? All dramatic. That's it. Okay, so to connect it up, there is a socket in this dark area, and it just plugs in. Really, that's not it. Okay, it doesn't feel like it goes in very far, but I think it does. It's just this plug sticks out a lot. And then I connect the other side up. So I'll just plug in this. The adapter is connected. And now, I suppose, time to power it up. Okay, where's the on switch? Here we are. Oh! We've got one red LED. Where's that? Press play. No, it doesn't, because it sees the light. Question is, do I put a tape in? I have an old tape. I don't really want to destroy it though. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to wreck it though. It hasn't got anything important on it, but I'd like to keep the tape so I can reuse it and record some other stuff on it. So, I think that's gonna be it for now. I'm not going to destroy it. I've already. I'm not going to destroy it just in a hurry to demonstrate something or test something that's almost surely broken anyway. I've already rushed to get things running, only to break them before. And I think that's enough for today. When I press play, you can see... Oh. When I press play, you can see a flash of the incandescent lamp that senses it senses the light and decides, nope, there's the tape's at the end, or there's no tape. And, yeah. So, something works. Power is getting to it. And, yeah, again, I think that's enough for now. But, yeah. The adapter was quite simple to make. And, yeah, I didn't have to butcher the power supply. Not that that was that important. It's not nothing special about it. But I don't like cutting up molded plugs and things when there's no need to. Besides, it's a fun little thing to destroy that modem thing. And yeah, you'll be seeing hopefully a lot of this, because I do like it now. To think that I thought it was a doorstop. Well, I thought it would end up being a doorstop. I didn't think it was an actual doorstop. I didn't go, yes, that's a national branded doorstop with buttons on it. No, I knew it was a VCR, but I thought old VCR, probably useless and worn out and broken. But no, I now have some hope.